Hello and welcome to the YouTube channel of mprugs.com, a YouTube channel that is all about Persian rugs. And my name is Mike Panna. I'm the moderator as well as the owner of mprugs.com. And in this video, this is going to be a follow-up video about Tabriz Persian rugs. I had made several videos about some of the well-known Tabriz rug weavers, the designers. Also general information about Tabriz rugs. This is a follow-up video that I made where I introduced you to the Tabriz 50 rug pieces. And in this video, I'm going to be talking about the even higher quality, the 55 and 60 rug pieces. And in particular, I want to show you the difference between high-end Tabriz rugs that have been made in the last 20 and 30 years and in the present, like for example that you see right here to my left and on the right here. And then I'm going to show you what high-quality Tabriz rugs of the same quality were like 60 years ago, 70 years ago. I have a couple of Tabriz rugs right here. These are 60 rug Tabriz rugs. But real briefly, unlike the three more standard silk foundation, gorgeous Tabriz rugs. Here we have one that's about 60 years old. It depicts the pictures of our two American presidents. We got Kennedy and Johnson here doing the presidential debates. But this is the type of quality that a lot of collectors look for. These are vegetable dyes, 60 years old. The difference is this one is cotton foundation versus the 60 rug pieces nowadays are all silk foundation. The dye is all pure vegetable, whereas in the modern Tabriz rugs, the dyes are a combination of vegetable and commercial dyes. There is good and bad to both. I'm going to show you right now when I get behind the camera. I'm going to show you close-ups of the differences between the newer, high-quality 60 rug Tabriz rugs and some of the older ones. So you can actually see, I've had a lot of people who talk about all the older pieces, much more better quality, they're much finer and all that. There are others who say no, there's much more variety in the newer pieces. Well, I'm going to tell you, here are examples of both. You decide whether you like a classic car or whether you want a brand new car with all of the features that the new cars have. You decide which one you want, but I'm going to show you actual examples of both. So as I always do, I'm going to get behind the camera, so I'm going to see you again in a second as soon as I get off my butt here. So I'll see you again in a second. So here I am back again. It's always from behind the camera, and to get things started, I have selected three high quality. These are the extra super fine 50 rug, closer to 60 rug. Here we had a Pazirik rug that I have also featured in one of my other videos. This, for those of you that are into Persian rugs, this is the oldest design of Persian rugs. It is named after the Pazirik carpet that was discovered in Siberia during a few decades ago, that has been dated back to about 2,500 years. It was basically preserved in a layer of ice. Then here we have a very great version of the Gombat design, and there are lots of silk. And again, these are all silk foundation pieces. These are all the high quality Tabriz rugs. Then on the far left here, this is a classic High quality Tabriz rug. 60 rug, silk foundation. As you can even see in the video, lots of silk. There's lots of shininess in the rug, and you can see it from both sides. The silk in the details. This is really what the high quality, the 60 rug, the silk foundation Tabriz rugs are all about. So here you have 3 examples of them. In between them, you have 2 60 rug pieces. These are the top one here. You see Kennedy and Johnson doing the, I believe, and I do apologize. In the introduction, I talked about the presidential debates. That is actually, for those of you who are familiar with American history, this is nonsense. Johnson took the place of President Kennedy after President Kennedy was assassinated. But you notice in the rug, this is approximately 1965 is what we think the rug was made. This is based on our estimate, and we estimated based on the colors. This piece right here, this one dates back to about 1950. And this one is a very special piece to me privately, but this is personally, this Tabriz rug was hanging behind my father's desk for many decades. So no, this is absolutely not for sale. But the reason why I want to show you these 2 pieces and show you the rest is there are a lot of people who talk about how the rugs are not made the way they're used to be made and how the difference in colors and everything. Well, here's what I can tell you for a fact. Some of these colors in the newer pieces are not found in the older pieces simply because they could not make them. This is no different than if you look at classic cars. If you look at all, I'm going to use an example here. If you look at all the Fords, and I really like the Mustangs, if you look at all the classic cars, whether it's the Fords, whether it's Mercedes, take a look at them from the 50s and 60s. Look at their colors. And then look at the availability of colors that you find in newer cars. Well, the same with the rugs. You could not produce these types of dyes. There are some people who like to argue that the older pieces are better, that the older pieces are this and that. Well, to me, I think it's kind of, honestly, this is personal, my personal opinion. I think it's nonsense to compare a classic with a new modern. The classic cars did not have GPS. Well, the New York ones do. The old ones did not have the variety in colors. The newer ones do. The older pieces also did not have a lot of the silk features that you find in the modern pieces. For example, 60 rug Tabriz rugs in the old days either had a cotton or wool foundation. In the last, starting about, I think in the 1980s, virtually all 60 rug Tabriz rugs have a silk foundation. Now, for those people who are looking at buying something and they want to see the luxury, I can tell you there's nothing more beautiful than a large silk, whether the silk added to the design or whether it is made up completely of silk, doesn't matter, but it's beautiful. It shines back at you. You don't find that in the older pieces. So when a lot of people argue about the difference between old versus new, I always tell people they're 2 different things. So to me, you should appreciate the older pieces for what they are, the workmanship. As you can see, they age differently, and I'm just going to use this piece right here as a great example. You can see how the vegetable dye is breaking apart. It's aging differently. It's almost like, well, basically like us and human beings. As we get older, our skin changes color, it changes texture. And the same thing with the rugs. This is what you would expect. If you saw this rug 50 years ago, you would have seen a different type of rug. It would have looked similar, but there would have been a difference. The same on the back, the workmanship. Very similar. Like I said, the knots are very similar. But what really makes the older pieces unique, the main difference between the old and the new is the dyes and the silk. So that is what I wanted to show you. And I want to show you an actual examples of a couple of cotton foundation 60 Rudge Tabriz rugs, because these are not, they don't make them anymore. I'm sure maybe there is someone out there who's still making the 60 Rudge Tabriz rugs with a cotton foundation. But as you can see here in these two pieces right here, these are all silk foundation, and the same here. So I hope this informative video about the 60 Rudge Tabriz rugs is of help to you. This is a follow-up to the one I made about the 50 Rudge Tabriz rugs. I'm also going to be making one about the 70 Rudge Tabriz rugs at a later time. So I hope you like this video. As always, feel free to let us know of any questions in the comments section or visit us at mprugs.com. Also, subscribe to our channel if you like things about, see the videos about the Persian rugs. And I hope you and your family are doing well. Best wishes from all of us, and we will see you again soon with more videos. Take care. Bye-bye.